Oh, hello and welcome to another North Wales side-by-side video. I'm still on my rose joint project for replacing my track rod ends. All I'm testing here is I've got the motion required in the joint. Now I've got all the spacings correct from here to where the joint is. I know what spaces I need to make now to go into there. What I need to check now is from full droop, obviously shock absorber removed, and come up the appropriate amount and make sure nothing binds on this. So here we go. Just to show you, I'm beyond full droop. There's the shocker. Nothing at all lines up on this, so this is as far down as it'll go and it doesn't bind. Yep, I would say I've got absolutely everything perfect. Let's get you in closer and show you. I'm actually beyond full droop at the moment. And what's stopping it going down any further? It can't go down any further because it's binding up in here now. But that is below full droop. Full droop is actually about there. But watching the motion of this joint when it comes up onto compression, I'm not using up all of this. I've got a long way to go before I get into the spacer, so I'm happy that I've got the angle of all this correct now. I've got this in the correct place. I've roughly set the track in. I've got it built at the moment with a slightly longer bolt than I need because I wasn't sure what size I wanted, so I just took some 120mm bolts, which gives me that set up. Got my spacing from there to where it goes into the hob here. So I know the spacing now between the top of this taper converter and the bottom of this converter, which happens to be 2 washers. So that's approximately 8mm. So I need to make an 8mm spacer now to go in here, which is perfect. And on the bottom, obviously I've got spacers and washers on it at the moment because I've run out of thread on this extra long bolt. The bolt needs to be 100mm long. So then I just end up with the taper adapter, 1 washer, my nut, and enough threads so I can put a locking washer onto this, because I'm not using a nylock. I'm going to use a locking washer, and that'll leave me about 3 or 4 threads sticking out at the bottom, so I'll be happy with that. So I'm happy, everything lines up, everything works. I've already spun it through full rotation of the steering. I've already had weight on it, dropped it down onto the floor and dropped the weight on it, and I know that's perfect. It doesn't bind on anything. I've got loads of clearance between the top of the bolt and the wheel. Just need a shorter bolt now. And I've got all the motion I need here. But the joint's got more to offer than I'm going to ever use. Once this side's made, I'll transpose it over onto this one, all the spacers and the correct size bolt. And I'll be going over to do what is the left hand side or the driver's side on this particular vehicle. I'll transpose it onto that side. So I would say this project's been very successful. Once I've tried it for a little while and I'm happy with it, this spacer setup here, I know what the dimension is from the end there to the end there. I'm going to make this in one piece, so I won't have these two pieces here. I'll make it out one piece of high tensile steel with the appropriate threads on it, and it'll look a lot neater. But for now, like I say, I'm recycling parts I had lying around. I'm quite happy with this conversion, and the fact it actually works. Let me just stick you back on the tripod and we will go through a steering rotation. Here we go. I'm going to run onto the steering wheel and I will go from lock to lock. Now it's had a rotation. Let me make sure there's no play in anything. Try the right size socket, always helps. That's absolutely perfect. Once I've got all the bits made, it's going to be a couple of days now before I get the right size bolts sorted, make the appropriate spacers and transpose it onto the other side. I'll show you it finished and then we'll go out for a test drive and see how it all works. And then I'll break it all down again and I'll lay all the components out on the floor and show you what you need to do this conversion. I'll show you all the parts you need, give you all your gaps and your spacer measurements and everything. So it's something you're interested in doing. It's a doable project. Anyhow, thanks once again for watching one of my videos. Hope you find these more technical videos a little bit interesting. If it's not your scene and you just want me to go out riding around, driving about, if that's your thing, I'm not going to hold it against you, but I quite enjoy these little technical challenges, trying to find a solution for a problem, and also in the long run, rather than changing these things all the time, these things are a lot cheaper and I can source them in the United Kingdom where I live, where I'm having to source tracker dents from Rocky Mountain in America, and it's 7-day delivery, so it puts me off the road, or the vehicle's not usable for a couple of days whilst I'm waiting for parts to come. Doing it this way, it suits me better, and it's a cheaper alternative, and I would think the steering is going to be so much more precise. So for the price of 2 of these, it's half the price of a truck rod end. But I'll work all the costings out, and I'll give you the costing on the entire job for all the parts that you need to do it, and you'll find you can do both sides for less than the price of one truck rod end. Anyhow, please like the video, please consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching another video. So let's throw Mr. Shock Absorber back on. It should be quite an easy job. If you haven't got one of these, consider getting one. M12 cordless ratchet by Milwaukee. I use it so much on this. It's such a tough bit of kit. I don't know if any of you have seen the ramp I use. That Milwaukee, that thing has got the power to wind this ramp up with the YXZ on it, and it doesn't even struggle. It just doesn't think twice about it. It just winds up and up and up until I got the wheels off the floor. Super bit of kit.